revolution.
I thought I'd just drop.
Soccer, football, is a very, very simple game globally. I think we've all coined the phrase, it's not rocket science, and it isn't. Science is involved in the game, of course, but what happens when you bring a scientist into the game and put them out there on the field? Today, Sporting Denver are going to be chatting with Tolya RUBYshev, all the way from San Diego via Colorado, and of course, Russia. Tolya, my friend, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Richie. How are you?
I'm very good, sir. Thank you. Did I get your name right at the end?
The last name not, but
okay.
Don't worry about it. Nobody does it.
Say it for everyone. Say it for all our listeners out there, mate.
Rubtsov.
Rubtsov.
Yeah.
Next time.
Yeah. It's difficult.
Okay, I apologise.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. Please don't worry.
Hey, Tolya, thanks for joining us here at Sporting Denver.
Thank you for having me.
I'm going to get straight into it. Intelligence, soccer, IQ, the Soccer IQ Academy. What's it all about, my friend?
Well, you just, you said the phrase that soccer is simple. And, it's actually Johan Cruyff's phrase, which starts exactly the same way. Soccer is simple, but it's very difficult to play simple.
Sure.
So, and to me, the idea of soccer IQ started from just, first of all, just I always admired and liked intelligent players. And then started to learn, when I started coaching, started to learn how to coach and I had an idea how I want my team to play, but how to coach to get that way. And to me, that was the biggest thing, because many of us want to play one way or the other. Barcelona or Real Madrid, doesn't matter.
Okay.
How you coach to get that style of play. And so I wanted to play close, like with possession of the ball, and because I thought and think that while we are coaching kids, it's very important, because it's a game. It's very important to learn how to play with the ball. That's the most important thing. The kids, we all love soccer because we play with the ball.
Sure.
So the idea, not because, yes, there is other parts very important, but the most important part, we play with the ball. So the idea then was, I wanted to learn how my team can play with the ball more. This way, the kids like it more, and they will develop more. I don't think that's necessarily, all this possession soccer, etc. It's necessarily the answer for pro teams.
Okay.
Pro teams, Leicester City won the EPL without much possession, and that's absolutely fine. But I think when we're talking about player development and a kid's development, then playing with the ball makes more sense in terms of development.
Sure.
What I mean, to me, to win the game is not necessarily playing with the ball and having control of the ball in a pro level. But to develop, you have to play with the ball as much as possible.
Sure.
So to me, that was the idea behind that.
So with all the camps and the clinics and soccer programs within clubs, etc., how did you implement that into your camps and your clinics? That finer detail inside the game.
So this is actually how it's all. It started the other way around. I implemented first with my teams. So I coach very young kids. So I start coaching. This is actually the picture of already older kids.
Sure.
But one in the middle there, sitting down, second from the goalkeeper, but sitting down from,
Sure.
from the left. It was on that team, young team, 8, 9, 10 years old. And I had two teams. And then I started to learning how to coach. And the way I learned, I went to Barcelona a few times. And I learned there following some coaches. I made some friends there and tried to learn. This is one of the coaches from Barcelona. But I learned there, and then I implemented it. And my team seems to play a little bit different soccer than ours in terms of we really valued possession of the ball. We really valued how to keep the ball, how to position on the field as a team to keep the ball. And then after that, in 2 years, what few parents actually said, we'll get back to that, I guess. But I had a main job, full-time job, and then I coached in the evenings. And then a few people said, why don't we try to do this thing? Just the parents on the teams.
Okay.
Why don't you try to teach that to other people? And I was super busy. I had at that moment 2 or 3 kids my own, and main job, and then coaching in the evenings. And I said, listen, I have no idea about business, right? No idea, and not interested about business at all, So I said, listen, and especially business in America at all,
Right, of course, yeah.
I've never done anything. So, and I said, listen, if you want to help and do it, let's try to do it. So they helped a lot. And then they pretty much helped me set it up. And then we organized first camp in the summer. And surprisingly, we had from nowhere, we had 70 kids. And I'm like,
right.
wow, that's very interesting. And then we had a winter camp and we had 200 kids, and it just went growing.
Just escalated.
Yeah, just escalated so it wasn't designed by me as a business and going into soccer IQ and, becoming as a kind of a part of business. No, I wanted to coach. I don't want to do any business. I want to coach,
I'm with you on that.
To me, it's very important that people understand that it came as a side product of me coaching the teams.
Gotcha. So
and the way I would learn to coach the teams is going to Barcelona and spending a few months there.
You self-educated yourself by
yeah, absolutely. Literally typing some things, finding the way, found a good coach in California, went to talk to him. He said, oh yeah, I went there, I can give you connection in Barcelona. I went to Barcelona through these connections, and then it goes. No, literally going from YouTube to coaching. No, I had no connection.
Fascinating.
Exciting.
So your intelligence is there, but you've come in at it, Tolya, from completely upside down. You've come here to work as a scientist, of course. Then you've been given a team or a couple of teams in coaching, and you've come in with this philosophy of not so much the skills and techniques. You've obviously observed that and coached it, but you've implemented within your groups early on, those U10s and U12s, the idea of getting inside the game and creating and generating that intelligence factor. How did you get your team and your parents especially, because you've got to get the parents involved, how did you sell that product, that idea to your group to get them to buy into it?
I think at young age, it's pretty easy because you see the results very quickly.
Sure.
When you teach a 10-year-old or 9-year-old to understand the position and check his shoulders, and understand what's around him, his advantage over other players is tremendous.
Sure.
So with young age groups, it's not that difficult. With old age groups, when I faced it already here in California, it's been not easy. And I'm not sure even if I succeed there. You know, that I can't say, oh yeah, everybody is on the same page, etc. There's many different things, but overall, I think the thing, you know, you convince people by product. You don't convince people by telling them that that's the right thing to do. When they see that their player is developing, that their player is getting better and get some success, they buy into it. Otherwise, you can tell as much as you want about how good it is, but if there is no product, there is no product.
Right, I witnessed that firsthand here in Colorado when you first started with those younger age groups, and I saw that success build over potentially a 2-year process by those young kids being sponges and the willingness to buy into that product.
Yes, absolutely.
How did you initially first perceive, I've got a couple of teams, this idea in my head, this IQ idea, this intelligence idea, where did that come from?
Where did it come? That's a good question. So I don't know.
That's honest. I like that.
I really don't. I mean,
you've come in.
It came from watching the soccer and loving what you watch. You know, you see the player. Right. You know, and you know, yes, everybody loves Messi and Ronaldo and our and I'm not going to take that away. But I always was fascinated by players like Pirlo, Xavi, Hernandez, Iniesta. You know, these players to me was the key of the kind of the engine, the brain of a team.
Okay.
Yes, you have. Nobody takes intelligence away from Messi. Don't worry.
Right. No, of course not. No, yeah, right.
Very, very intelligent. But to me, the engine of a team, Busquets, you know, ability to play one touch. Pirlo, ability to place it on a dime for 50 yards. You know, like my favorite English player was Paul Gascoigne. You know,
very good.
You know, so these players to me is I was fascinated by them. So there is something special because they run the game. They're kind of the core. So to me, it was very interesting to figure out how to teach players to be this. If they can be even higher and have individual technique like Messi, fantastic. If they don't, they still will be very, very good players. And the idea, what I think is in some examples, it's genius, but in most cases, it's well-trained. It's well-trained brain. You know, well-trained brain. It's not genius. You know, Messi is genius. You can't repeat Messi.
Right.
You know, but I think we can have more Pirlos, Xavi Hernandez, you know, Busquets. I don't think there is anything genius in them, but they're very, very well educated, smart, intelligent players.
Right. So you've come in inside out as a coach with referring back to your self-education. You've implemented that with your young teams, your 10s, 12s, had great success. And that self-education again, Tolya, is you've decided to take yourself out of the loop and go and find out more, you know, as you said, in Barcelona. How did that transpire? What instigated that to go over there?
Just again, you watch the games. You type right now U12 Barcelona teams playing, and you'll see that my teams great success, but they're you know, ages behind.
Yeah, right.
This is
work in progress.
This is unfortunate, but that's true. We are so when you go in through this, you look the way Barcelona U9 playing, you understand we are way behind in the speed of play, position, etc. Everything, positional soccer, everything. When you go, so when I see that and I understand that I'm way behind, I want to go and learn.
Of course, and you've taken yourself
and then,
almost out your own comfort zone and put yourself in a high authority of soccer education. What did you bring back from initially starting that out from watching TV, educating yourself? You've gone over there, seen it, witnessed it, been involved in it firsthand. What did you address and bring back with you when you came back to the US, mate?
Well, I think the main thing which is differs between, for example, soccer in the United States, youth, and I'm talking about youth soccer, and I will speak only about Barcelona because that's where I went.
Sure.
But I think it's in many other places, England or Holland, for example. Amazing schools there,
Sure.
Portugal, etc. But the main difference you see is the speed of play.
Sure.
It is a speed of play. So when I came, every time I'm coming back, and I went probably over 10 times.
Sure.
And
Wow.
time I understand that everything needs to be faster. Everything needs to be under pressure. Under pressure, and we need to play faster. And so that if you make a 2-yard mistake, meaning in your position, you'll pay for it.
Right. Yeah.
If you are not in your position by 2 yards in Barcelona, you'll pay for it right away.
Of course.
And then you learn to think fast. So to me, and we've been doing it here too. Almost everything I do is under pressure.
Sure.
It might be small pressure,
Passive
pressure,
yeah.
4v2 or 5v2, not a high, but it has to be pressure. It has to be, and then you grow in it, grow in complexity. Yeah, that's to me the intensity of a play or speed of which comes from speed of play is a big thing in which I understand we are behind and we need to catch up with it.
Well, there's no other camps to my knowledge anyway, and I researched it in depth with what the SIQ camps and clinics do. So if I picked an age group, ability, what would a day look like for a 10, 11, and 12-year-old group?
For SIQ, you're asking about SIQ camp?
Yeah, what would a day look like for just in general?
Don't know, but it depends. We we do the camps in summer. We do camps where we invite coaches from Barcelona.
Yes.
And they come. And normally that camp, which has been very, very popular, this camp was, what did we do? We usually start at 9 a.m. We train from 9 to 11. And then we go for 11 to 1, we go inside and do video session.
Okay.
To me, and then from 1 to 3, another training. That's it. That's it. And that's a lot because especially in August, because it's hot. Or in July. I'm sorry, in July it's hot in it's really tough. But this video session to me is the biggest value of that camp because it's not your fun watching players scoring goals and cheering up. It's not at all. Every player has a booklet where they work. Their coach from Barcelona presents a topic. For example, proper angle of support or defending in groups, whatever the topic is, and then they go through different aspects of that, the main things, and then they answer the question. And moreover, in afternoon, they do that session on that topic.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
brilliant.
not random thing. It's connected to what we're doing this day. You
So
know,
and that would run right through the week. So it's formatted. This is what
Yeah.
you're going to do Monday, and this is how it's going to end up on the Friday.
exactly. It's a
Gotcha.
long week process. Except Friday afternoon, we play a little bit, have fun. But over
Do you play in those games, mate?
yeah. We play. One of our coaches gets so excited, he always injured the players. So we keep him now in goals.
That's brilliant. And I like the fact you're actually bringing the classrooms from Spain, from Barcelona, here to the US. So it is real. It is, hey, this is what they do over in Spain with the Barcelona Academy. So you're actually bringing it here. That's special. What's the reaction like from the kids? Are they like super excited? Of course.
So yeah, I think everybody sees a big value in that there is not much you can get here about with this. So
Right.
yeah, people love it, but not everybody. And I want to say that people are not. It's not camp for everybody.
No.
It's really intense camp. It's really intense. It's demanding physically. It's demanding mentally. It's not an easy camp. It's not the camp where you just send your kid because you have work and your kid has nothing to do. I don't.
Right. I've seen that. Yeah.
I don't recommend to do that with this camp. It's intense camp, and we had some. I'm not gonna lie. There was some cases where kids didn't enjoy it because it's too intense for them, and there's nothing wrong with it. Where our camps will be serving these kids as well. It's just different. I'm not gonna say that this is a camp where, but I think the players who come with this athletic mind and learning and getting better can get a lot out of this camp.
Sure.
And this is only one camp. We do a lot of camps during the year where not local coaches, Colorado coaches or California now, with whom I've been working for years. We do training in the evenings, just once a day in the summer, but like again the week.
Sure.
Or once a week in spring and fall. We do a bunch of camps. You can check them on the website, and yeah, it's not.
I think we can put if we can put a few of those up on the screen, because it's just not these camps and clinics. It's actually year round with different options for team, player, and club. And I use the word education as well. Do you want to go through the the availability that you mentioned, coaches in Colorado and San Diego? How would that work? Let's say I wanted to approach SIQ and take
You
it
just
from there.
email us at siqacademy@gmail.com, and at email goes to me.
Okay.
And I will set you up with a proper coach or proper clinics, etc. It's very simple. We are not big company where L will go directly to me. So
I know that because I've emailed you a few times and you got straight back to me. I thought, wow.
Yeah. So that's very easy. It's really, again, if anybody interested, and right now, for example, because we can't train much. Oh, not at all.
No, of course, right. Yeah.
I do a lot of video analysis for the players.
I was going to move on to that, mate, because I've seen inside your house, mate, with like 350 TV screens. Well, maybe 6. So I've seen you at work. Again, that's self-education. Do you want to just explain what that is?
Yeah. So I mean, I did it few times, long time before.
Okay.
So players who probably were my friends or their parents were my friends or who my coach. Then later on in their pathway, when they already were not trained with me, would come say, "Hey, Tolya, can you help?" And I would watch the video and we would talk to them. And I really liked it, but it's very time-consuming process. because I watch if you send me, for example, a game, I watch it once just without stop, just as a game. Then I watch stopping every second you are in a screen. So every time the player is involved, I stop it and write down what I think. It's literally second by second. And then so that takes 3-4 hours for game.
Right.
And then I Skype or Zoom, I should say, now with a player and put the game, share the screen with him. So we're watching together the same game. And now I'm stopping based on my notes, stopping and saying, look, what you can do better. So we literally spending an hour and a half, 2 hours talking through every point, again, stopping every time we need to the game to discuss the things. And then I send the document where I prepare with all these stoppages typed down. I send that to the player, and I send then I kind of summarize, because obviously you have, like, I had 8 pages of Word document, just the things I think, right? Then I summarize saying major 3 things you need to focus on during the games, right? Well, the things which kind of a pattern mistakes, right? You're not opening up enough body. You're not providing the proper angle of support. I don't know. You are hesitating to shoot in time, etc. Or you are too. It can be different. You are running too much.
Right. Right.
That's because the players I work with mainly are serious players, and they want to get at least they want to do it good. So for I think United States is very well known for really good athletes and serious about doing things. I love it in the country, but I think sometimes players and parents take it running more means you're working hard, but it's here mainly.
Right. And in terms of, you mentioned Pirlo earlier, that guy didn't run too far. No. He's almost like a Carlos Valderrama, just that intelligence.
I just finished his book, I think Therefore I Play or something like this.
Sure.
And his least favorite part of football is a warm-up. He says, I don't need I will warm up during the game.
Right. I'd still put him on my team there, wouldn't you? Just get out and play. Go play, mate. Do the business.
Yeah.
So what I perceive from that, and I'm sure our viewers and listeners do, mate, it's the whole package, because I do see camps and clinics, and they're all very, very good. Don't get me wrong on that. But you're actually integrating potentially on a full-time basis. Instead of saying, watch some games, you're actually involving yourself in your players watching those games. So it's a double whammy feedback by those visuals, is what I'm perceiving.
And I tell you,
correct?
I've been doing it right now a lot, pretty much every day. And I tell you, I think the person who benefits the most out of it is me.
Well, that's because then you can give it back, right?
Yeah,
you can deliver that.
I'm watching so much, and with a zoom in, and then you need to zoom out at times too. That's why I have screens, because I can watch and then I can zoom in and do things on one screen different than the other. I think it's been for me, for myself, for my education, for my ability to watch the game properly as a coach. It's been very, very good. I've been really grateful to those players who decided to do it, because I'm learning a lot too.
Sure, and we all see.
And you probably saw on Instagram, I'm cutting some fragments of, for example, of 1904 games, and that's because right now I'm doing a lot with 1904 players as well, with cutting videos for the players as well. So this is just a side product. These videos you see on Instagram sometimes is a side product of what I'm doing. I just see something interesting and cut it for video to put on Instagram, but it's a side product, as I said. I do a lot of analysis, etc. and it's been good. I really enjoyed it a lot, and not only enjoyed, but actually, it's a hard work and a lot of meticulous work, but it's been benefiting. You enjoy when you see the things you don't see. You enjoy.
Talking of real work, Tolya,
Yes.
when you came, if you want to touch on just growing up in Russia and what got you here to be a proper intelligent person here, because you came from Russia and you bought love as a human being and you bought love and passion for the game, my friend. Do you want to talk about that transition from Russia over to the US, mate?
Yeah. So I grew up in Russia and played some soccer, but couldn't continue. And basically had to quit and went to university to, well, arguably the best university in Russia, Moscow State University, and finished as a biologist. So finished biology department. And then during that time, I went twice actually to the United States, to National Cancer Institute, NIH, National Institute of Health, here in the United States, to Maryland. Work a little bit, 2 times by 2 months, I think. And then after that, after finishing university, I went to Switzerland, to Basel.
Okay.
And lived there 1 year. And then very simple, my boss from Basel moved to Denver. So I followed him and entered PhD program. And in 2007, I believe, yes, I got my PhD. PhD in immunology and microbiology, but I'm an immunologist.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did my PhD in University of Colorado Health Science Center and worked at National Jewish Hospital. It's just a connection there between the two departments. And yeah, then worked as a scientist. I had nothing. I played soccer, but no coaching, nothing. It's actually funny. The way I started coaching is I brought my son, 5-year-old son, in 2007. So I brought him to soccer, and I didn't know anything how the things were. It's my first kid. I am 27 years old, something like this. I had no idea how the things work, the first kid, so no experience with any sports or any youth sport, nothing. And I brought the kid to Colorado Fusion. It's what later became Rapids Youth Cup, right? Colorado Fusion, because I lived there in that area. Brought him, and they said, "Do you want to coach?" I said, "No, I never coached."
That's always the case for a parent.
I can coach? How I can coach? I never coached. But then apparently it was dad who coached at 5 years old, and it's not a big deal. I didn't know,
Brilliant.
So, and then I watched the practice of dad coaching, and I said, after practice, I came and said, "Have you played soccer?" And he said, No, but I played competitive baseball. I said, "Can I help you then?" So that's how it all started. Yeah. So it started this way. Yeah, it's been really funny that then I coached my son for 5 years, and then I start coaching these young teams. The ones at Storm. I moved to Storm, and I was very fortunate. Working at Storm was great people around. George Pavlantas, some other people. Coaches, yeah, really, they allowed me. I'm not an easy person. I don't think I'm a very easy person. And George was intelligent enough and fantastic with allowing me to do things I believed in, and just when it's needed, a little bit, cutting their corners and making it good good my inability to communicate or my cockiness, etc. She would
right. No, I get it.
so
Tolya, that's wonderful. That's how the soccer world works. You know, somebody sees something somewhere and says, "Hey, come on, I like what you're doing. You know, give it a go." I don't think in many occupations, you know, that can happen. And you got that belief from George. George is a great guy. I'll give you a shout out there, mate.
yeah.
And then that transition through Colorado, and obviously you ended up now you're in Southern California, you're in San Diego.
Yeah, so after Storm, I went to Rapids DA. So there's another guy who did a lot for me, is Paul Bravo.
Yeah, Paul. Yeah, tremendous.
Actually brought me to Rapids and was my is my mentor still.
Sure.
Really intelligent guy, and so I spent 1 year only in Rapids DA, or 2 years, no, 1 year, yeah. And then we decided as a family, we decided to move to San Diego. And it's mainly for my wife's job. She actually worked with me together. We worked together at National Jewish Hospital.
That's right, yeah.
So, and we decided to move to San Diego for my wife's job, and I started life in San Diego. It's different, you know.
Excuse me.
It was very difficult. I would say it wasn't easy transition. It was not easy. Again, and I think it's very good for my development because, you know, in Colorado, I don't want to sound anything cocky or like this, but I had a lot of success with what in terms of
yes,
coaching.
you did, yes.
You know, not because I'm an amazing coach. Now I know that. But in Colorado, I would tell you because I am amazing coach. But no, now I know that it's not. You know, because I had a good teams, first, good players.
That helps.
That helps a lot. I mean, helps a lot. But I don't think I did a bad job. But it's not bad. But then in San Diego, I didn't have much success, and I think it's very for my development. And right now I'm looking at it and see it as a big step. Is basically I'm tested right now if soccer is really my passion, and or it's success which is my passion. Because
right.
You know, it's two different things. You can, you know, we all like success. Nobody likes to lose, but
of course.
But the process, the love for teaching the game, or coach.
Right, I like the way, I've got to step in before I forget this, mate, because I'm a lot older than you. I forget things, Tolya. I like the phrase that or the sentence you've used, where tremendous amount of success in Colorado, and then you've transitioned with your family to San Diego, and you said it was a test. You found it difficult, so you've actually taken yourself out of that comfort zone, almost made yourself vulnerable, and you've gone and re-educated yourself into that environment.
Yeah. And I start coaching older kids.
Right.
You know, also very different, which I didn't know at the time. I wasn't
sure.
I just didn't have experience. Now I learned that it's very different to coach 17 years old, 18 years old kids. Well, they're not kids anymore, you know.
No, right, young men, young
women.
Yeah.
And now I transit to adults and coaching in this new club, 1904.
Tell us about 1904, because is it semi-pro?
No, it's pro. It's fully pro. The owners of the club are Eden Azar and Dan Baba. Eden Azar who plays in
yeah.
And Dan Baba plays in Turkey, but played for Chelsea.
Sure.
Liverpool fans must know him. He scored a goal when Gerrard slipped.
Shh. We got Liverpool listeners here, mate. No, go on, carry on, mate. Yeah. See, that's the depth of watching TV, mate. You've even got that down. Yeah, so there we go. No, continue, mate.
And then the staff is mainly French.
Interesting.
And it's, for me, it's been very good experience. Very, very good. I'm learning a lot. But people are very good people and very soccer people, really soccer people, you know, and open. The atmosphere is very open, and learning how to train adults and pro club on a daily basis. You know, we train.
Right.
We're basically in the good days. We train from 8 to 3 p.m. 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Sure.
Lately we had to cut it a little bit till like 1, but normally it's still 3 p.m. It's been very good experience. Very good experience.
So it's not only, mate, are you delivering, you know, soccer intelligence to the youth, you're actually re-educating yourself right through with the adults as well. So your education in what you're actually delivering is also coming back at you.
Yeah.
All the time. And you mentioned, I want to touch on it quickly, Eden Hazard, obviously Belgium, not a bad player. Okay.
No, not very bad. Yeah.
Reasonably intelligent. He's beyond matching with Perlo anyway, mate. They'd be a nice pairing. You've introduced another method with the soccer IQ, which is a Belgian method.
Yeah, so that's a combination of two things. First is my observation with 1904, how we do things, how the coach Alex and Johan were, almost everything is through the game. Everything games. Even if you need to teach how to cross the ball and to get the ball to a wide area and cross it, it must be through the game and through their position.
Right.
Almost nothing is maybe at the end of a practice, if one player needs to or two players need to learn on their cross just a swing, yes, we can stay and do it. But the practice itself is a game. It can be modified, completely modified rules, and you can get completely, but it's a game. And I really like it. Again, going back to Barcelona, where everything I talked about intensity. You get intensity because you have
sure. Right.
You don't get intensity because you yell at kids to run fast.
No.
I will not run faster unless I have to. If you chase me, I will run faster. If you don't run faster, why should I? So through everything through the games, and then one of the coaches or SIQ coaches in Colorado, Matt, came up with this. He showed me, say, "Hey, Tolya, you coaching with Hazard and all this thing." I found this Belgium style, and he really made a research about it, and we start talking, and it's very put together very well with what I've been experiencing at that moment with a pro team, with a
right. Yeah.
And he said that's what we need to do for really young kids. We need to give them 15 minutes education, and then 30 minutes or whatever they can handle play. And we need to make a big goals because that will make them learn them shoot and make fun because they will score a lot.
Of course.
And the field shouldn't be big, and it's 2v2, so they touch the ball all the time. So the idea is simple: how to play, to have as much as possible with the ball. You cut the number of players to 2 on the team.
Right. Yeah.
How to have fun, is you put the big goals so you can score and you can learn to shoot. That's it. And it's still if you get scored on, because in a second you can score.
Right. I love the phrase, that's it, because it's very simple. Get out there, got some big goals, have fun, score a load of goals, get some touches. Think about your position or so. It's very simple, right?
Yeah. Well, again, yeah. There's no, but why we play in soccer, right? At the end of the day,
Right. That's it. Yeah.
not because of the tactical, etc., but because we like to play.
Yeah. Sure. So on the culture, Russia, you've got an Englishman here as well. The United States, eliminate the Englishman. The cultural, on the terrace side of it, Tolya, on the fan base, that culture, that inside the game as well. What differences do you notice between your home country, of course, and the United States, or is there one?
Yeah, I think there is a lot of difference. Well, for more, and I think you'll agree too. I think for Europeans, because soccer has been the main sport in England, the main sport, even though we're way better in hockey, it's still the main sport in Russia.
Right.
It's a lot of passion, right? People live with soccer, right? And
Sure.
Russia is big, as you can see here, but it's really it's a big part of a culture to go for the people to go to the games, and for the clubs to survive or to win, etc. It's not, for the cities where their club gets relegated or get promoted. It's a big part of people's life.
Yeah.
And to me, it's very important, especially, Russia is not very rich. I mean, it's rich in Moscow,
I get it. Right.
not very rich country by any means in terms of average salary of the people, etc.
Right.
It's like I watched Sunderland Till I Die, the documentary.
Fantastic.
Sunderland is also not very rich area, right? It's a blue collar.
Right.
People were hardworking.
Correct.
And for them, football is more than just a game on TV. It's a big part of their life. So it's the same with I think for Russia, in Russia, maybe not as much as in England. I know England is crazy, but it's big. In the United States, soccer is not number one sport.
No, of course not. No, it's a cultural thing. It's
There
okay.
are huge differences, and I think it's a very important thing to understand that
Yes, it is.
my wife actually, and like, to me, it's very natural would be, if I am American kid and I'm good at soccer, to try to go to play in Europe, right? Or South America, right? To me, because that's a soccer, right? We all watch, etc. That would be the dream. But my wife asked, I asked, how many of our athletes in the United States, I forget about soccer, go abroad? And it's many, because hockey is number one in the world.
Sure. Yeah.
NBA the same. Football, American football, nobody plays except America. Baseball, pretty much the same, maybe with a little bit difference, but not much. But all the sports is America is number one, and soccer is probably only one where we're not. In America, we're not number one. So a lot of difference. So I think we can't copy baseball or American football model here in the United States, because we're starting from different positions. We're starting from a position of being underdog, while NBA and NFL never had this problem.
No, and when I go back home to the UK, I'm a big fan of hockey. Give the Colorado Avalanche a shout. I love my American football. I love my baseball. I actually go back and educate the Brits over there to tell them what a fantastic sport
me too.
and model it is. So there is that balance, and it's never going to change. But what I do see you doing, mate, is you're actually integrating inside the home, changing that maybe train of thought over a culture in terms of, hey, watch yourself play, send the analysis, analyze yourself, analyze other players, compare yourself with that. So I think inside the home, Tolya, the SIQ Academy is actually changing that. It'll never match it, of course, and probably not right to do so, but you are changing it inside the home with what you do, mate.
Well, the idea, I think, is that we try and, you know, if you think about soccer 24/7, you will change, and you will get yourself, not the world, yourself, you know, change what's happening around you, etc. And you, as a player, if you can use your brain, and because what I hate is people who don't think about soccer and don't watch games on TV when they don't train. You know, oh, I go to train 3, 4, 5 times a week, doesn't matter, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know anything what's happening in the world, and I tell you, I've seen millions of players like this.
Yeah.
You know, yes, I know that Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi are cool. That's pretty much it. And maybe I watch sometimes highlights on, if somebody puts on Facebook or Instagram or whatever else.
Sure.
I really think that this is a way nowhere. We need to, that's where the culture starts, that we live with soccer. And to me, that's the biggest thing, that yes, right now we can't play. So, but I'm so happy to see on Instagram a lot of kids doing their tricks, etc. Whatever they can do. Do the tricks. It's good. It's very good. You also can watch a lot of games. That's your time now. Right now, you don't have to go to school, etc. So use your time to watch the games. Use your time to watch your own game, to educate yourself, you know, and try to watch it differently than before. So there's a lot of possibilities. Yes, there is a huge problems, and of course, we all want to go to the field as soon as possible. Right now, there is other possibilities, you know, and soccer, again, play with the ball, play on your own, watch the soccer. Right now, with this technology, you can do whatever, watch documentary, you know.
Correct.
So many, you know, everybody has Netflix or Amazon, you know, or something else. You can watch, you know, I'm watching right now this Boca Juniors documentary, and Six Dreams, very good documentary for coaches. I strongly recommend Six Dreams. It's in Spanish, but it's very good, about six people in Spain, different people. One is the president of Eibar, one is playing in Athletic Madrid, different players, etc. So really good. And to me, that's doing this is becoming part of your culture, becoming part of you. And I think it's very important.
Yeah. Strong words. Hey, we ain't going to change the world. We ain't going to change culture, but we can certainly integrate. No, I know that, but we can certainly integrate it with what's going on around.
I just trying to share my passion. You know?
Oh, I know. I can see that. I can almost touch it, mate.
Yeah, over rest, I don't try to do it, but you know, I don't try to change anybody. But if I have a passion, I will share it.
I know that, mate. I've known you for a while, so I know that. What you do is absolutely fantastic. Tolya, I'm going to hit you with 5 quick-fire questions, mate. So because I want to know. All right.
Don't get upset at me.
No, mate.
Just before you start asking, I will answer extremely honest.
Well, you always are honest, mate, and you've been honest with what you do.
I'm not gonna. So some of his answers people might not like.
Mate, you can be in my team then, because you know I need to get that clause sometimes, and you're it. So here we go, mate. Hey, currently, what team do you support? What football team do you support?
So that's an easy question. There is no bad answers. So I support Spartak Moscow because that's my team. That's where,
of course,
I basically start playing soccer, or start loving soccer by watching this team.
Sure.
That's not the team on the screen. Yeah, I don't know.
I know. I've got to speak with the program designer on that.
So Spartak Moscow in England, I was big fan of Arsenal. So I still am. I'm supporter of Arsenal, but obviously you can be fan when the team doesn't play that much, that good. But I grew up again around 2000s, you know, when Bergkamp and all these players were fantastic.
Sure. Yeah, that's always going to stick.
And yes, all Invisibles and all this stuff.
Right.
So I like Arsenal a lot.
Yeah.
So what else? In Spain, of course I like Barcelona. Of course, not of course, but yes. But it's more. I don't call myself fan of Barcelona. Like I'm a fan of one team, Spartak Moscow. With this, when I was a college student, I would travel all across Russia to.
Did you see that?
I don't drink vodka at all.
Before we lose ourselves.
This is an SIQ coach started joking.
There we go. So, we're both teetotal, right, mate? There we go.
Yeah. So,
hey, I'm gonna move on to the second. Okay. Spartak Moscow, there you boys, right? Okay. Growing up, which player inspired you? Just watching the game.
Oh yeah, so there's one, but unfortunately you will not know him. Most likely, it's Russian. He didn't have a good career in national team, so it's his name is Fyodor Cherenkov. I actually named my son after him too. The third one. He passed away already, probably a few years ago.
Okay.
But he played in the 80s and a little bit in the 90s.
Sure.
Phenomenal, very intelligent and very humble guy. It's very funny when people know that he's my favorite player, because I'm not humble at all, you know.
Right.
and people are like, why would he? Because he was very, very humble. Like, you know, like all this. What I like about, for example, Iniesta and Xavi and Hernandez, they're also very, very humble and quiet guys. I really like this kind of players. Even though myself, I was never quiet.
Okay.
But yeah,
get that on your page, mate. Get that on your page, that player, because I'd like to look him up. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very intelligent player.
Number 3 here. Your favourite goal, then, mate.
So,
come on, what's coming?
So obviously, I like, you know. So there are phenomenal goals, you know, the bicycle kicks by Rooney and Ronaldo. You know, there is amazing goals by when Maradona, Messi dribbles 5, 7, 8 players, right? You know,
I know where it's going.
Ibrahimovic goal, which is, you know, bicycle kick from 30 yards, right? There is all amazing goals, but of course the best one, the unique one. To me, it's unique. It's a handball, a hand of God. Sorry, that's why I said.
Moving on swiftly, mate. Yeah, no, what, this one?
It's this one, yeah.
Okay, all right.
That's never will be repeated. You know what I mean? It's not the best goal, but the most amazing goal. You know that it got by with it.
We won't go into that too much now on broadcast, but I'm going to give you a call because I do need to know why. But we'll follow that up on a later date, Tolya. Okay, mate.
Okay, cool, yeah.
What's your most admired coach, past, present, whichever one? Who's your top coach?
So past, obviously, Rinus Michels,
Dutch,
the Total Football.
Yeah.
And Russian coach, or Ukrainian, I should say, coach, Valery Lomonosov.
Okay.
Dynamo, Soviet Union national team. The pressing was very good. Basically, was developed by him. That's a Russian guy who also participated in it, Maslov earlier. But yes, the way currently the team's press or counter press is done by initially was introduced by this Russian or Ukrainian coach, Valery Lomonosov.
That's another one I'm going to look up, mate.
Yeah. Amazing coach. Yeah, in Kiev,
Sure.
the stadium is after his name now. He also passed away recently. And the current coaches, I think they're all like, I'm, soccer IQ. I like possession, so of course Pep Guardiola comes to the mind. But I think a bunch of coaches have one kind of godfather, if you wish, which himself didn't have much success, had reasonable success, but he never coached clubs of that caliber of,
Okay.
Chelsea or Barcelona or Real Madrid. But a lot of coaches learned a lot from him, including Guardiola, Pochettino, etc., etc. I forgot the coach of Atletico Madrid.
Diego Simeone.
Simeone, yeah. Simeone, all of them learned a lot from him, and they say that it's Marcelo Bielsa.
Mate, you keep picking all these Argentinians on me, mate.
I thought to have a short. I was thinking what short I should be, and I thought to have a short here. I have it, but it says the man with crazy ideas called mad until he succeeds, and that's Marcelo Bielsa quote.
Bielsa.
Yeah. So to me,
cool.
I really like. I think an amazing guy, amazing soccer maniac. I don't know how you call him else, but
maniac.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. I don't.
Mate, you keep picking all these Argentinians on me, and I love the kit in Argentina. I love everything they represent. But I think you're doing this on purpose, aren't you, mate? Just because I'm English. I'm joking. No. Hey, I'm going to finish up with my last question, mate, and then I'm going to ask you to leave a message for all our viewers and followers. And the last question is, you got to give it me real quick. What do you miss most about Russia, your home country? What do you miss most, mate, right now?
Very easy, friends.
Okay.
Friends. Grew up, college there, had best friends there.
Okay, that is cool. We'll have to take a trip over there sometime, and we'll steer clear of the beer and the vodka. Yeah. Tolya, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been an IQ development for me, just listening to you, your heart, your passion, your soul, your knowledge. Leave our viewers and listeners just with a message out there before we shut down the broadcast. And I just want to say thank you to you, mate. It's been appreciated.
Thank you very much. Well, the message, love the game, do what you love, and love the game and do it the right way. Just enjoy the game and love it. That's it. That's for everybody, coaches, players. We're so lucky we can do this. And even in this hard time, it's not hard. You still can love it.
One life for the revolution.